team coverage of what started as the Palisades Fire, and now we're monitoring 3 fires at the same time. This Palisades Fire started at 10:30 in the morning. We began our coverage soon after that, and we've been on live, nonstop, commercial-free ever since. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. Joining me live now from that area is Ed Laskos, who's up late and early, depending on your perspective. Well, this is a sleepless night for so many people. Ed, are you remain along Sunset?
Yes, we are still on Sunset, and now you're looking at something we did not want to see. You can see the flames are marching toward the east along Sunset. Our cross here is Amalfi Drive. We're sort of on the outskirts of Brentwood, if you will, near the Riviera Country Club. And the homes in that dip of Sunset, the one that's been burning the last hour. Look at all that thick columns of black smoke pouring as the flames now have apparently jumped onto the south side. They've jumped across Sunset on the Sunset, and now they're on the south side, burning a couple of those homes that were deep into that wooded area, that vegetation over there. Some fire engines are also up on the northern flanks because they're trying to keep the flames and continuing to blow east. I say blow east because as the winds, and again, the strong gusts come through here. They're blowing, and look at this black smoke blowing up and blowing toward the ocean itself. But as this fire continues its march, its unrelenting march, it's now kind of moving from the Palisades, the eastern end of Palisades, getting closer over here to Brentwood. And it's a big wooded area over here with the homes on both sides of Sunset. We've already lost several homes in this area, just on the outskirts of the Palisades, if you will. And this fire is moving very, very quickly. Nothing but this thick black smoke pouring out. We've been hearing a lot of popping, which usually, as we've learned the last couple of hours, is the homes that are burning and some of the gas cylinders burning, popping in their homes. We've been hearing that much more the last half hour or so. Look at the sky itself. The fire is coming up closer here to Amalfi Drive on Sunset, Alex.
And what you've been talking about, and our colleague Bill Malusian, who joined us in the last half hour, talking about this concern about this fire moving east and moving into the Brentwood neighborhood, and it looks like some of those fears may be coming true.
Yeah, slowly it is moving this way, and to your point, we've seen several fire engines, strike teams moving up north of Sunset here off of Amalfi Drive and a little further to the east into the Brentwood area, presumably doing structure protection up on the hillsides north of Sunset, watching that, but the fire moving slowly this way. And when you talk about evacuations, a chuckle, if you will, because a little while ago we saw 2 coyotes, big gray coyotes, running across Sunset, running down to the south. Usually when you see coyotes, and they're big coyotes at this point, you kind of get scared yourself. But these 2 coyotes had no interest in us. They were running from the flames. And look at all that black smoke. That's another home right around the bend here, we think, just lit up on the north side of Sunset. As look at that, nothing but a blackout there as this fire is quickly approaching Amalfi Drive.
Wow, and each one of those brings their own story, their own family, their own history, and they keep going up one after another, and doesn't look like a whole lot of effort to try to stop that. Not that there's that much that can be done to stop it at this point. As we're looking at Amalfi Drive, you know, this area is a lot of affluent homes. Homes to not that far from there is Riviera Country Club down the road. And you also think about some of the celebrity homes that are nearby in the Brentwood neighborhood. The Vice President of the United States, her home is not all that far from where Ed is right now on Kentra Canyon. The elementary school right by her home is closed tomorrow. So a lot of different people impacted in different ways as this fire is now moving. You know, you know, the best case scenario would be for it to just move to the ocean, hit the ocean, and there's no place for it to go, and that's it. But the idea of it not only moving west, but moving east is a scary potential thing in the hours ahead. And Ed, you're starting to see some neighbors there making their way on the roads at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I have no idea where they're going. That's what I've been talking about. You have some folks down here driving around, and perhaps they're trying to see even if their own homes are standing, how they're getting past the checkpoints. We don't know with LAPD, California Highway Patrol. They're particularly difficult with us. Media clearly marked, so I don't know how these folks are getting through. But again, they're turning around, and they have to, because that part of Sunset dips down and comes around toward Chautauqua, and that's heavily wooded on both sides, and then now it's just a wall of flames on both sides of Sunset. So they had no choice. They had to turn around and get around here. But it's moving, it's continuing its march closer to Brentwood. We're hoping, and maybe the good sign is here is you look at all this thick black smoke pouring through. It is heading down toward the ocean itself. And a lot of times you'll hear the firefighters, when they have this kind of an out-of-control blaze, saying, we can't stop it with these kind of Santa Ana winds, so it's got to burn itself to the ocean and burn itself out. And that's evidently what we're seeing. We just don't want it to continue further east toward us, getting closer and threatening more of the Brentwood area.
Right, and the real nightmare scenario is if it goes through Brentwood and then jumps the 405, and then you'd start really getting into a whole lot of homes. But let's hope that is not what ends up happening here. Ed Laskos, thank you.